Hey guys, today we are talking about planning and specifically annual planning for the coming year. So, I love this time of year. I love it because of the cooler weather. I love it because it's sweater season. I love it because the holidays are around the corner and it's just such a joyful time for me. It just warms my heart. But it's also an extremely hopeful time for me. I love thinking about all the possibilities of the coming year. It just excites me. I enjoy, truly enjoy imagining a vision of a future self, a future life, a future way of being that is more productive, more energetic, more in tune with what I really want in life. That is really the basis for this channel. I always say, "Hi, it's Tina. Welcome to my channel where I ask you to picture what financial freedom looks like to you and we talk about ways to get there." The reason I say that is because I genuinely want you to picture it. I want you to sit down and dream about the future that you want. And part of me does this. I do it religiously, I'll be honest with you. I do it all the time. I've been a daydreamer my whole life. I remember when I was a kid and I was really a very chubby, shy little girl who couldn't get out of her own way, couldn't break out of her shell. But I used to dream about it. I used to dream about being outgoing and being athletic and being, the kind of person that could go to a party and make small talk. And I honestly believe that because I dreamed about it so much when I was young, I started to instill some of those practices. And now I understand the value of doing that. And so I formalize it. I will have moments where I dream about where do I want to go. Like, for example, I might dream about where do I want to go on vacation and what might that look like and what would we eat and how would we enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to go to the mountains this time of year and I'm going to have that white Christmas that Missouri is not going to afford me. So if I do that, then I can start to say, okay, it's going to cost this much money. I need to pack these type of things. I need to take this amount of time off of work. So this is the value of having the daydream, putting it to paper, right? So you actually make it a formal goal, and then later on coming back and structuring the goal into actionable items. So I'm going to show you guys the categories of the goals that I have set for 2020. And I'm going to have to do follow-up videos for this because the truth is right now I have identified what my categories are and I have listed some of the high level information about like what each of those categories is going to mean for me. So what I want to do for each of those categories. But what I haven't worked out yet, and I'm just starting to, is what are the action items that I need to perform in order to achieve those goals. So that's really important, right? You need to know what are your categories. You need to know, what did I just say? You need to know your categories. You need to know what you want to accomplish. And then from what you want to accomplish, you have to build action items. I'm going to show those to you in my Erin Condren planner. But quickly, you guys, if this is something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because this is content I will follow up on. I will do more videos on this, especially once I finalize the goals. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you. Please be sure to comment and to like and share. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this is my Erin Condren planner, and I apologize for the little bit of movement here, but I have not set up my other camera's stand yet, so rather than try to struggle and get that done, I'm on a time crunch and you're going to get a little bit of movement, so I apologize in advance. This is my 2020 Erin Condren planner, and oops, I gotta add that into it. That's a dentist appointment. And what I have done is I have used these beginning pages here to establish my goal categories. Starting in the upper left-hand corner, I've got family trips. I want to make sure that we do a family trip at least once per quarter. Next, I always include like a spiritual type of category, and for me, this go round, it's going to be to find a home church. We have been going to church ad hoc and have not found a home church since we've moved to Missouri, so that is absolutely a goal. Also, daily walks, because I know that I get so much peace and I can really have an appreciation for God when I'm outside. And then lastly, I want to better understand Torah, so I've added that as a study instead of doing like Bible in a year, I'm going to find a study guide for the Torah and focus on that in the coming year. Next, we've got our financial goals, and we want to increase an additional savings account that we have to $30,000, just because we've got some uncertainty with work, and it's just an extra comfort to us to know that we would have that there. We want to increase 529 accounts by 5,000 each kid. And we want to, I personally, this is one for me specifically, want to increase 2 additional income streams. I'm not entirely sure what those will look like right now, but I suspect it might be through an affiliate program, or it might be through establishing some kind of a teachable course. Lastly, I need to get better about socializing. I mentioned earlier that I was shy before, and that is my tendency to sort of like hang out by myself and just kind of do things that require like intellectual stimulation. I love that kind of stuff, so I fall into that. So I'm establishing goals for me to organize joint vacations with other family friends, to get some play dates going for my kids, and then to organize some kind of a ladies' lunch or coffee. Now, the frequency of the ladies' lunch or coffee, I don't really know yet, so I'm not really specifying that at this time. Intellectually, 2 books per month, which I've been hitting consistently for the last year. So I just want to keep that going. And then I really want to investigate some of the free college lectures that are offered by like Stanford and MIT that I know are out there, but I've never taken the time to look into. So that is absolutely a goal of mine in 2020. And I'm really hoping that some of that content will be shared with you guys. For physical, I'm so close to being able to run a 5K consistently. So running a 5K and actually signing up for one is a goal, but I don't know when. Not that I need to advertise my weight or that I weigh more than that, but I'd like to get back down to my wedding weight, which is right around 155 pounds. And I turn 40 like very, very soon. I need to get on some anti-aging regimens, so quarterly facials are in my future. I used to do that, and I'm just going to reintroduce it, but I need to find an esthetician. Up here, I want to continue to grow YouTube. I don't have any percentages identified yet. I feel like I'm too new to really specify that. So instead, I'm going to focus on consistent posting and then doing monthly, quarterly, and annual audits of my analytics. As a coach or advisor, I'd like to build a website and gain some testimonials. I had another goal in there that I got rid of, so I'm not sure if I'm going to fill that space or just doodle in it, but I also want to make sure for our home that we paint the kids' bedrooms, which we promised them this past year and never got to. And I really want to update our master bathroom, which frankly looks like it hasn't been touched since the house was built 20 plus years ago. And then lastly, and this is one that I really, really, really want to do, is build some bi-weekly homeschool tasks for my kids. So my kids are in public school, but I always have thought that parents should be more involved with their children's education, and I've been lax on that. So I want to find creative ways to introduce more, educational activities to my kids. So again, looking at these, you can see that they're very high level. These are where I've identified categories that I really want and intend to improve upon, but I haven't really specified exactly what that's going to take, right? I've just listed the high level goals. And this is where I know I'm going to have to do follow-up videos, because as I break those down, I want to show you what that looks like. And on that. But here you can see for January, I've denoted a special birthday that I really want to make sure I do something noteworthy for. And I started to outline the monthly goals. So for example, I said that I want to increase both 529 accounts by $5,000 this year. That means I need to modify my monthly budget. So I expect to have that done right at the start of January. And then Analytics Q4 2019 is saying, okay, I need to perform my Q4 YouTube analytics to see what are people really watching, what are they enjoying, and maybe what should I focus on going forward. And then here I've started to identify what those bi-weekly kids activities would be. So for 1H January, that means the first half of January, I would like to teach about global cultures and how do different parts of the world celebrate the new year. And then for the second half of January, Martin Luther King Jr., who was he, why is he important to American history and culture, really meant. So then I'll continue to do that as I move into the next month. So you can see here, February, I've started to just map out what that might look like for the kids' activities, but I haven't gotten very far. And I'm unsure for the first half of February if I want to just see if something comes up in January that we should focus on, or if I should do something for Valentine's Day or Groundhog's Day. But the second half of February, I definitely want to do something about, who were our presidents, how does the election cycle work, who was our current president, who was our prior president, who are the most famous presidents that the schools tend to teach about, and who are some of the really special presidents that maybe the schools don't teach about. Maybe even do a little bit about our founding fathers. So this is what I've started, but as I get into January, I would like to do a follow-up video to this, get an idea of how to structure your goals. And then this section down here, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that yet, but I think what I'm going to do is use it as like a tracker to track my daily walks, or to track, maybe have it be a place where I track my weight or my calories or something like that. So stay tuned, but this is such a useful page. And if you're using the Erin Condren, this is new. It wasn't there last year, and then you can see it moves into the calendar, the full month calendar, and then you move into the daily spreads. And I like, because I work off of to-do lists, I like that it's a long way down for the day, instead of, this being Monday, and then this being Tuesday, and this being Wednesday, etc. So again, sorry for the shaky quality of this video, but I hope that this kind of spells out for you what it is that I do. So, and for those of you who follow Dave Ramsey, like I showed you my categories, but I will tell you that Dave talks about this too. So anybody who consistently follows Dave Ramsey will know that he thinks that there are 6 categories that everybody should always include in their annual goals. I have them written here. So those are financial, spiritual, family, intellectual, social, and physical. So really, I have the same ones. It's just I took mine above and beyond that. So maybe some of those extra ones that I had could be incorporated into some of these. You'd kind of decide. I guess the main thing is you should know what your priorities are well enough to decide what your categories should be. But those 6 are really important. They're kind of core to human health and attitude and well-being, because we are social creatures and we do require growth, stimulation, challenges. So that's really what the crux of this is. So I dream about the future because I want to be stimulated by the future. I want to know that I'm growing, and I want to just imagine advancement. I guess that's the best way to put it. I want to advance. I want to advance through this life. I want to make progress. I don't want to be the same person today that I was 5 years ago, and I don't want to be the same person 5 years from now that I am today. I want to have true growth in that time frame. So you guys, definitely, I'm going to do follow-up videos on this. I'm going to try to leverage some of the ideas from the 12-week year so that I can look at each of these categories from a quarterly basis and decide, all right, what can I do in a 3-month or a 12-week window that will further my goals? And I'll keep you guys posted on that. But let me know what your goals are. I'm always so excited to hear what people are aiming for, what they're driving for, what inspires them. And I don't know about you guys, but the more I speak to inspired people, it's like listening to music live, right? When you listen to it live, it's a whole different feel than if you're just listening to something on the radio. There's like this energy, this buzz. And I get that when I talk to people about their goals, and I hope you can feel it, me talking to you now, because I want to inspire you. I want you to be motivated, and I want you to build a better you. All right, talk to you later. Bye.